Hi everybody, welcome to live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi everybody. And so today, it's April 5th, Wednesday, April 5th.
My son's birthday. Happy birthday, Shane.
Happy birthday, Shane. And today we're talking about being assertive. And I think being assertive has a lot to do with what you're thinking in your head, you're going to say, and how you're going to say it. How do you speak to yourself when you want to do or change something that you want to do? Is it self-talk or self-sabotage? Are you like egging yourself on, or are you like putting up blocks for a new opportunity or something you need to speak to someone? Do you even speak in your own head and you're in judgment of what you're thinking that you're even going to say? So something could be like awkward and you may not want to come to terms with the fact that you have to say it. So you're already premeditating in your mind if I say it. But you know what? All the excuses, what if this, what if that, what if I do this and it doesn't work out, what if I say this and they get mad, blah, 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 blah. Stop all the self-talk like that. If you need to change something or you're like still struggling, you need to figure out how you're talking to yourself and what you're saying, because we're in a time where our inner power and our inner energy is so much at a different level now, because we've come to a place where we've let a lot of things go.
Right.
We've learned how to handle outer situations and not let them affect us as much. We started to take a little more responsibility for things in our life.
Mm-hmm.
So our inner energy and power is really growing. So it's really a good time to be assertive. And we have a little more clearly speaking, we have a little more clearness in our own thoughts and executing the information to other people. So a lot of the fears of voicing what we want and being assertive, it's like a new self-strength we have to kind of get used to.
You have to flex your muscles.
Yeah, definitely. When you assert yourself, but I think that we're feeling so much lighter because of all of the work that we've all been doing on ourselves to go within, speak your truth. Don't let other people have an influence on what you do or what you say. Shedding all of this stuff really brings us to a whole new frequency and a whole new energy of our own. And I think it actually makes us more assertive because we have less things, holding us back. And we're much more truthful about our feelings. And assertive doesn't have to be like a horrible thing, like a mean thing. Assertive is just saying your feelings and not having anything else interfere with what you're going to say.
Yeah, we've talked before about your authentic self.
Right.
And I've been finding that it's like, it actually takes a minute to stop and be like, okay, who am I in this moment? Because if you're not asserting how or what you want, you're giving up your freedom. And then you're going to build up resentments.
Absolutely.
In your heart and in your life, that's going to stop the things flowing that you actually want to
Right,
receive.
and the bottom line is there's all your thoughts making that happen, not the other person.
Right.
And that's, I think, a huge effort to finally take the blame off of the other person for how we feel. And by now, you've let go of old hurts or you let go of old angers, and you're a much lighter being than you were before, and your words and your emotions have a much larger effect now than they ever have. You're like really stronger right now than you ever have, and I think that we've all started to really learn to use this inner knowing. So now you're at a place where now you have to assert all of what you've gathered over doing all this self-work and this self-help, stuff, all the books you've read, all the things you've heard, letting go of old hurts and angers and emotions. We're really such lighter beings right now, and I think that You have to really just get a grip on your personal power and energy, and then assert yourself.
Practice. Yeah,
Say,
you have to
say what
practice
you
it.
want to do. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say.
Yeah, it's like being on a pendulum, and we have done the things that other people who have wanted us to do for so long that you kind of like get caught up in it, and like you have to take it back the other way and really figure out what it is that you want, and how do you speak to yourself about your worthiness of being able to receive those things or do those things, to be able to center yourself again, to say, okay, this is how I want my life to go.
Right. All right. So I'm going to put a little tiny twist on this.
Oh boy.
Well, I had a conversation with somebody today about letting go of old hurts and old angers and this and that. And we were talking about flower essences, and I was explaining how flower essences, because of their vibrational healing ability to neutralize emotions, it actually helps with past, present, and future. And he looked at me, and I said, think about this. Now you think about this. Where do a lot of your emotions come from? Some of them you can't even pinpoint. So think about this. You're a lineage of genetics of millions of years. We all came from millions of years ago. So all of the things that happened to all of our ancestors at some level of cellular memory happened to us. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times the way we face something, or the way we think of something, or the way we put things together is actually that old thinking that we don't even know where it came from, but we really do, if you think about it, know where it came from. When do you think your ancestors, just think about your grandmother. Now I'm thinking about my grandmom, Bonacorso, okay? And I think to myself, when would she have ever consciously thought to let go of old stuff? Think about it. Think about your grandparents. Think about your great-grandparents if you were blessed enough to know them. Think about your own parents. When would they have ever let go of old hurts, things that were really cellular memory? I don't think they even knew to do that. Before them they did, before they hid all this stuff. So we're not only carrying around our stuff, but we're carrying around millions of years of stuff, and we don't even know it. And then one day you find out, like watching this, and then now you go do a meditation where you consciously let go of all of those things that held you back from asserting yourself in the way that you felt clear and comfortable. And I always say, if you're telling the truth, you should feel comfortable before you even walk into the arena. You know, right. People get mad, they get glad.
Right. And just some of that might sound a little woo-woo going back to like millions of years, but even how many times have any of us, hi everybody, how many times have any of us said, oh, there's my mother coming out of me, like whatever you just said was something.
How about you walk by the mirror and you see your mom?
That's crazy.
Or you walk by and see your dad.
Or you see it in your kids too, and you're like, ooh, you know. But that's the kind of stuff that, you know, comes forward from like what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's easier to think of that way if you think of it like the traits that you pick up from your own parents rather than millions of years ago, but we certainly do carry all of that with us and our energy. It's just hard to think of. Right?
Yeah, I know, absolutely. So just remember that, like, now in the place that we're in, and the way that hi Annie, the way that all of the universe is happening and all the shifts energetically that are happening, you are so much more powerful now than you've ever been. So in your being assertive, you really need to fine tune and be aware of exactly where your feelings are coming from and your emotions, and where those, you know, words are coming from. They're very potent. Everything we're doing now is very potent. Everybody's becoming more aware. Everybody's really saying what they want to say. Hi, Tommy. Thanks for coming on. You also have to claim your own responsibility. Like, if you're letting things happen to you, then claim that responsibility. Stop being a victim. Assert yourself, say what you need to say, and move on. And there's never a reason to feel like somebody should get angry at you because you asserted yourself. Stop looking at being assertive as something like egotistical.
Right.
I know a lot of times in consults, if I didn't assert myself and really explain where my thinking is coming from, which I know a lot of you have a hard time figuring that out, you know, I have to get that way, but it's not because it's an egotistical thing. I'm looking for the right, you know, words to use. So think of the right words to use when you assert yourself, and always know that your own power, you know, your guides are standing around like this. They're like, please give me something to do. Ask for divine guidance when you need to assert yourself for something. Use what we have available to us. You know, stop thinking that this is only reserved for hierarchy, whatever the words are. Stop thinking that there's only a chosen few that this belongs to. We all have gifts. And I think every single day at some level, we all know these. So have the trust and the knowing that when you're given an idea to change something and assert your feelings and assert yourself in something, know that it's coming from a higher place. Ask, is it coming from love? That's not a hard thing to do. I find myself doing it more and more every day. And you know what? It just feels really comfy. It feels really good. I can go around smiling all day and really be genuinely happy because I found that place where I can take the time when a feeling or a thought comes in to have that.
Yeah, me too.
You know, don't you feel like it's gotten so much easier to do?
Kind of have to do it. Sometimes feelings can go through like a Rolodex. Like, wait a minute, how did that just feel? I don't like that feeling. And like to go through to change the state instantly, it kind of just takes practice. So if you got hurt or upset about something, not to stay in that moment, but to change it over to feel in a state of joy or happiness again. And it's like just what's I supposed to feel like? How do I want to feel in this moment?
And ask when you're meditating and you're intentioning in the morning. Ask to really come from a place of love and compassion and service to others and healing. It's really about the inner dissolving of all the old ways, emotions, fears, etc. We are all going through this transition right now from old to new. And you're either on board or you're not. So get a really grip. Get a real good grip on where your feelings are coming from, and then say what you have to say and do what you have to do and get things done and stop relying on other people to get them done for you.
So
you picked your life, you picked your path.
I look up words that I want to know, like assertive. What does that even mean? You know, because it sounds like strong. It sounds, and there's like a general, almost a consensus of like it's pushy.
It sounds like Xena.
But I looked it up, and I was looking through for the word that I was trying to identify with, and it was decisive. Like, I am now deciding that I want to feel this way, and I'm going to go forward with that thought. And I am, like, kind of guilty of not being decisive from time to time. So, you know, now that I know that's right, I know. So, but now I'm aware of it, and that's, like, the first step, you know, is to be aware that I haven't been decisive, and then, you know, to go forward with, like, me being assertive, because I can have a strong personality, but then there's going to be a part of me, too, that feels inadequate or awkward or whatever in the moment, and then, you know, then time to change that state back over and be assertive and decide, you know, kind of I put people at arm's length who want to intrude on what I'm trying to accomplish.
Right.
So until I can be assertive in the manner that I want to be, I just have to have them there, because I'm still going to do what I want to do, and I'm still going to go forward with all of my things. But it
sounds like my rules.
Yeah, well, it's like it's practice. Like it takes a lot of practice, and you know,
and
again,
not everybody's going to understand and accept every single thing that you do.
Not at all.
And you know what? You know when that'll stop? When you let go of your judgment, you'll stop running into people that are judging you, because you're just putting that out there. I mean, you read so much about everything that happens in our life that we like or we don't like is somewhat of a reflection of something in us that we need to be able to see to change.
Well,
and that's a huge, part of all that, of all of this.
We use the outside world to discern some of the things that I think we want, but then we also compare ourselves to people, and in a negative way. So
Right.
that's giving up your control and your freedom. And today I was really aware of this, and I went to the chiropractor, and feeling a little crotchety going in. And on my way out, there was a man walking with a cane. He was clearly like a stroke victim.
Right.
And I thought, that's where you want to be. Like, thank God that I'm not there, that I'm healthy, really. I just had a couple little aches and pains.
Right.
And then God bless that little man for getting out of bed today and going to take care of himself.
That's right.
That's
exactly right. I think a lot of people feel funny about or uncomfortable about claiming their strength, claiming their knowing, claiming the powers that they possess. And why?
Yeah.
Did anybody get you from A to B? No, you did. Through all of your, want to call them mistakes. I don't call them mistakes. I call them like I learned something I wanted or I learned something that I didn't want. And that's basically what we've all done. So why would anybody want to hold back on owning their power, their strength, their knowledge, their knowing, their wisdom? Stop ever letting your own mind ever make you feel uncomfortable from all you've accomplished.
Yeah.
Be strong. It's the hardest thing in the world. Like we've said before, here's an exercise. Go in the mirror in the morning and look at yourself and say, I love you. And people have the hardest time doing that. I brought somebody in my store the other day into the bathroom. I said, come here, I want you to do one thing for me right now. And I brought him in the bathroom. And I said, now look in the mirror right now. Now I want you to say, I love you right now. And he's like, I go, say, I love you right now. And he did. And then he chuckled. Well, how hard is it? How hard is it? Why should that be hard? It's because at some level, society and our way of growing up has told us that we need to be humbled. And that doesn't mean you're not humble because you love yourself or you love you. I don't mean you love yourself like ego. I mean like you love yourself. You love your spirit. You love who you are. And, I am powerful. How hard is that? I mean, when we're done, like, go try this and see how hard it is for people to do that.
And if it doesn't feel good to you, we talked a little bit about affirmations last week. So I am powerful, or why am I so powerful?
Why am I so powerful?
You'll see why you're so powerful.
Why am
more and
I
more
so
reasons
prosperous?
will come in. Why am I so prosperous? More. All of those things. If it doesn't register with you as being
why
your
am I
truth,
so blessed by all the
ask,
friends and people
and it'll come.
Are in my life and come into my life. So try your affirmations and your affirmations.
Yeah.
Please make sure you start journaling little things. And we're really glad. Thank you for everybody that joined us today.
Get out in the sunshine.
Get out in the sunshine. Enjoy this beautiful day. Come on down. Hang out. Got lots of fun things to do. Come play the bowls. Come lay on the biomat. Friday's going to be our official 7 years of grand opening here. And we're just like having like a little party throughout the week. And lots of visitors. Lots and lots of visitors. Lots of surprises. So I really love it. Thank you so much. Mickey, thanks for joining us. Glad to see you on.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We love you. Have a beautiful day. See you next week.